Alright, I just got this in. This is the Runcl anchor box. This one is assorted crankbaits. This one's it's not a square bill, but it's a short bill, shallow running crankbait. Very interesting, nice paint jobs on them. This one's feels pretty well made. It doesn't feel like a cheap Chinese one. This one's got a similar paint job, slightly different texture, deep diving bill. They're both kind of a fire tiger thing. This one's a perch pattern, deep diving bill, but it's kind of like a jerkbait shape. This would probably work pretty well for the reds out on Browning or Calaveras. And then there's this one that's a little bit shinier, different texture, same as the fire tiger one up there. This is also a perch pattern, and it's also got the deep diving bill. The other one's a little bit frosted on the bill. It's not exactly clear, and this one's pretty clear. So I'm gonna get these tied on. Probably head out to a creek. Probably the one that's going to work best is probably the shallow running one, just because it's not anywhere for me to get to right now that's got deep water in it. So I'm going to run with shallow diver and see if I can get anything on it. They really do feel like they're very well made. Nice box and everything. Check out the description. I'll have a link to their Amazon stuff. This company, everything they sell is on Amazon. That's one of the things I love about this company. Everything they sell is on Amazon. They don't sell through any other way, so you can trust it, because Amazon will give you your money back if there's any kind of a complaint. So this is a good company, and I really do like stuff that's sold on Amazon, because I can make some affiliate money off of it too. But the shallow running crankbait here, I think this is the one that's going to work the best. Probably get some sunfish on it, maybe a few bass. You know what? I haven't even actually looked to see what the hooks look like. Man, that's on there pretty good. Let me put this camera down for a second. Can't quite figure out how to get there. It goes. Okay. Oh yeah, and they are like a stainless steel hook, but they're not the cheap ones you see on most Chinese lures. This is kind of almost like a circle hook. It hooks back towards the shank, which is very much like what's on a whopper plopper. So yeah, let me get this tied up and I'm gonna get out there and fish with it. All right, I'm here at this little creek. Usually have pretty good luck here, so kind of doing the opposite of what I normally do. Normally I start at this end. There's a concrete area under the dam from the lake that feeds the creek. Usually I start that way and work my way this way. Today I'm doing the opposite. I'm going down to the end over here and working my way up to the dam. Just because there's not a lot of sunlight today. It's going to get dark kind of early. So I'm going to finish closest to my car rather than finishing all the way down there and having to walk that far back. And well, I've got the shallow running crankbait on. It's a really compact size, but considering its size, it's kind of heavy. So I'm expecting to cast this thing a mile, like without any issues at all. I should be able to just cast and let it just keep going and going. It's also a suspending crankbait because of its weight. It's going to suspend some. It should float very slowly back up to the surface, but it's mostly a suspending crankbait. And yeah, gotta get down over here where the water's a little deeper and a little clearer, because it's all real shallow and real rocky over here. So alright, so I just walked up right here and I saw a bunch of fish take off that way. A lot of really good sized cichlids and one really good sized bass, and then a couple of smaller bass. So I'm gonna cast as far as I can in that direction. Hopefully the wind doesn't mess me up too bad. Oh yeah, that just goes a mile. That went a lot farther than I intended it to go. been really struggling the last month or so to find the bass bite, which is kind of why I've in my last couple of videos I was using a fly rod so much, just going after panfish and stuff, just because I haven't been able to get the bass bite lately. So yeah, since it's officially winter, just kind of want to see if these crankbaits will break me out of that slump. A lot of algae coating the bottom of this, so any kind of crankbait and treble hooks, the hooks are just going to get all full of algae, so I'm going to be real slow and try to keep it up on the surface, which is why I'm using the shallow running one instead of the deep running ones. Is that a fish? I got a fish. Second cast, got me a bass. A little one, but it's a bass. There we go. Try to get the algae off of it here. There you go. Let me see. There you go with the Runcl bait. Whoa. First bass I've caught in a while. Let me see, get a picture here. If you stop jumping around. Get that hook. There we go. Hook actually came out fairly easy. There we go. Yeah, so that kind of broke me out of the slump a little bit there. Let me see if I can keep it going, because I haven't caught multiple bass in one day in a while. Over the past 2 months, I probably caught 5 total bass, including the tournament I won. Well, actually, including 2 tournaments I fished. Since it's kind of cold, that bass was cold, so the water's pretty cold. It's a little sunny and warm right now, so maybe that's making them a little active, snapping them out of the cold, but they're still cold, so I'm going to move it. I'm going to do a real slow retrieve with a couple of twitches to make it a little bit erratic without covering too much ground at once. I want to try to keep it in one area and move around as much as I can in that one area on the retrieve, so I'm retrieving as slow as possible. I'm actually casting, there's a bridge up that way. From where I'm standing, I'm casting about halfway to the bridge, which that bridge is probably 100 yards down, so I'm casting at a good 50 yards every cast. So walking here, and I just noticed this sticking up out of the ground. Nice clean handle. It's got a bent blade though, but it's just a regular like steak knife. Wonder if somebody was using it to fish out here. Oh, come on, I gotta get that right. If I wasn't recording, I would have stuck it in the ground perfect. There we go. Alright, just to compare my casting distances on that crankbait. Standing about where I was earlier when I was able to cast about halfway to that bridge, and I've tied on probably about the average weight bait that I throw. It's like a 6-inch worm on a small jig head. Let me see how far I can cast it, even aided by the wind. And yeah, it's only about half the distance of that other one. About half the distance of the crankbait. So, and that's even throwing the crankbait against the wind and throwing this one with the wind. That's half the distance still. Alright, I am losing a little bit of daylight here. Don't have much time left, but this is where the really long casts are going to come in handy. See if I can find somewhere to stand and I'm not going to fall in or sink in the mud. Yeah, this is definitely where long casts are going to come in handy. But of course there's a bunch of ducks sitting right where I want to cast. Whoa, that was way out there, and then the rock I'm standing on started to roll. Oh, there we go. Oh, he let go. That was a bite too. Man, he didn't get the hook set somehow. Man, even the best hooks lose fish sometimes. There's something swirling right there. Oh, he had it, but I didn't set the hook because I thought it was a rock. Like, I felt the tug and I thought it was a rock, so I let it go, and then he started pulling with it and then just spit it out. Oh, there we go. Got him. Oh, yeah, he's fighting hard. He's a good one. There we go. Good fish. This might be the one that I missed there a couple of times. Got both hooks in him. Let's see here. I've also got my Runcl pliers here with the Runcl crankbait. This one fought pretty hard for his size. Alright, well there you go. Try to get out of here without getting stuck. Last time I was running in a slump and I was having a hard time finding bass, I got a multi-jointed swim bait from Runcl. Came out to this same spot, this same creek, and caught a bunch of bass on it. So that broke me out of the slump then. I've been in the slump the last 2 months here, and once again I got these crankbaits from Runcl, and I come out here to this creek and I break out of the slump again. I mean, I didn't catch anything huge, nothing really spectacular, but you know, it's been a long time since I've caught more than one bass in one day. So yeah, I would say that's a busted slump there.